I'm just anti-fucking corporate big time. I won't do any commercials, you know. I won't do any, you know, I'm not going to be one of these fucking people auditioning for commercials. I might do one if I'm asked. It's a lot of money driving around in a 2006 Honda Element. But I never got, when I did audition for them, I never got them because I was always too angry. Like, let's say the product is Downy and I'm holding a shirt. And you have to say things like, in this fucking unreal, disgusting world of commercials, you have to say things like, honey, how'd you get this shirt so fresh? And you have to smile, but my smile looks like a psychotic, like someone you want to keep away from the kids. How do you it's like the smile you get when someone's trying to take a picture of you with their cell phone, but it's not working, and you start out like pretty natural, but by the time they finally, you're like, it's like a Rorschach blot to your soul. Okay, you can see I was never loved. Take the fucking picture. But this is how the auditions would go. I would come into the casting agency. Hi, Mr. Pepitone. Look, yeah, so it's very simple. It's Downy. Downy, aren't they owned by Dow Chemical, the guys who did Agent Orange? Killed a lot of soldiers, a lot of people? Yes, Agent Orange was a misstep, but they're back now with Downy. Yes, they killed a lot of people, but you have a chance to be the spokesperson for them. Oh, okay, yeah. So all you have to do, Mr. Pepitone, is you just have to, you know, have a shirt in your hand, imagine a shirt, and just say, honey, how'd you get the shirt so fresh? And whatever pops into your head, too, like if you think of something funny, because we love to use lines that actors think about that we're not going to pay. All right, so just, honey, how'd you get the shirt so fresh? And whatever pops into my head. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much. But here we go. So just, honey, how'd you get the shirt so fresh? And whatever pops into my head. Okay. Honey! 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 Mr. Pepitone, your wife is right there. All right. Sorry, I have abandonment issues. I've been left a lot. I don't know what the fuck they want. If I'm on top of them, I'm smothering. If I'm not there, I'm aloof. I don't know what the hell they want. No. Mr. Pepitone, you have a very good relationship. This is a beautiful family, a very good relationship. Your wife is right there. Okay. Thank you again. I hope that doesn't affect your choice on who's going to be the spokesperson. I mean, Downey had a misstep, so did I. Correction, Dow Chemical had a misstep, so did I. I'm sure Downey is fucked up too. All right, so she loves me. Yeah, it's a really nice marriage. Your wife loves you, she's right there. Okay. Honey, I know you're here, bitch! I don't know where the fuck you are, but I know you're here. You always sneak up on me with your little ballerina feet. Just because you caught me on the computer masturbating to hockey fights. Mr. Pepitone. Maybe not everything that pops into your head. Just kind of get I mean, if you think of something funny, do that. But, don't, it's a good product and we want people to use it. Okay? But she does that. But I hope this doesn't affect your decision. All right, okay, and if something pops into my head, okay. Honey, I know you're here. But I have one question. How do you get these shirts so fresh when there are people not 100 yards from our house stabbing each other for food? Yet you still get these shirts fresh. How do you get these shirts so fresh when every 5 minutes there's a mass shooting? How do you do it? I mean, there's so many mass shootings now, I'm fucking bored by them. How do you get these shirts fresh when nobody brings up the fact that we just have war after war after war, and that over 50% of our gross spending goes to the Pentagon, and they don't know where billions and billions of dollars go each year, and they kill people all over the globe, which is why we're hated, and you still are getting these shirts fresh. How do you do it? The climate. Scientists are saying that we're fucked, and that's a technical term now. Yet you still get these shirts fresh. I mean, for Christ's sake, we watch nature specials and cry. Polar bears don't have ice. Yet you still get these fresh. Little children, poor children, families fleeing violence from other countries. They're having their kids put in cages. Yet you still get these shirts fresh. Gerrymandering is going on. I don't understand it, but it doesn't sound good. Yet you still get these shirts fresh. But yesterday was the topper. Your sister came over to our house and took her life in front of the children. Yet you still got these shirts fresh. And you know what, bitch? I don't want to know how you got them fresh. I want to know why. Why are you burying your head in fucking laundry when the whole world is collapsing? The fuck are you doing? Oh, you use Downy? Downy.
I'll just get this out of the way. I am aware of my accent as well. I don't need you guys just staring at me, being like, where's it come from? Because that happens every show I do. The first 5 minutes, they won't let me be a person with thoughts. It's just a guessing game. They're like, is it Texas? No. Mississippi? I'm like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. I just tell them, Tennessee. I'm from Tennessee. Every time I'm like, oh, you like a redneck? I'm like, absolutely not. It's highly offensive what you just said. Then they're like, you like a hillbilly? I relate. But if you meet an actual hillbilly, you have made a terrible mistake. You need to get off their property. They don't like that. That's like their only rule. Get! Oh, he said get with an I. Go. I get it. They also want to know, too, like, especially people that never been to the South, fascinated, like, what's the South really like? What's it really like? I'm like, well, it's probably like 8 or 10 of the coolest cities, full of the coolest people, very just unique and just a meld of different human beings and cultures. It's amazing, and the rest of it is exactly what you've heard. But more intense than you can imagine. And then they're always like, well, what's the worst part of the South? I'm like, Alabama, before you finish that question. You guys know, all right. And they're always, every time though, they're always like, well, what about Mississippi? I'm like, that's not their fault. Historically, the worst education system in our country since the start. They don't know any better. In Alabama, they know better. They just don't give a shit. That got applause in Birmingham. It's not what I was going for. I was trying to shame them. And they were like, that's us. Yeah. Roll Tide. I know how the accent sounds. I'm aware. It sounds dumb. I get it. It's a scam. We're all running. People think we're way dumber than we actually are. It's the opposite of the British accent. Think about it. Yeah, they sound smart, but if you listen, you're like, oh, you're dumb as hell. I get it. There's certain words I shouldn't say. Makes people uncomfortable. Like, my wife is Jewish. Just saying that, people are like, hey, easy. Careful. I'm like, what? I married a Jew. People are like, I know you can't say that. Like, you can't say that. We just had a baby. I made a Jew. People are like, I gotta get out of here. He's trying to get people fired. Don't go over there. I did. I made a Jew, you guys. You can applaud. That's cool. It would have been weird if you kind of applauded and then didn't. You guys came through. I didn't know growing up I could make a Jew. I didn't know. But I can, and I did. Pretty cool. What happened was my wife is Jewish, and her vagina also Jewish. And the baby came out of there, Jew. It's science. And religion, I think. I don't understand. It's confusing. I don't ask a lot of questions. But he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. I Nazi-proof that son of a bitch. You can laugh out loud. That's a good thing I did. You guys can enjoy yourself here at the comedy show. Feel free. That joke 3 or 4 years ago was just historically funny, and then it got relevant again. I'm just saying, I did not see them making a comeback. I didn't. Fascinating. 3 or 4 years ago, people laughed and were like, that's funny. Now people laugh and like, that's good you did that. I get this question a lot because I sound like I do and then I say the stuff I do. How'd you get that way? It's confusing. You sound, like you sound, but the stuff you say is not from where you're from. Like, I had to evaluate it, and it's like, I think it's because my parents are pretty cool people. Like, my dad's a football coach and teacher. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I called him before he retired, like a couple years ago. I was like, hey, man, what do you do during the day? He's like, you need to mind your own business, is what you need to do. Yes, sir, coach. My mom's an English teacher and a maniac. That's what she does. Sure, her name is Storm. Yeah, that's weird, right? I was in my 20s before I was like, that is weird. Because when you're little, you're just like, I guess everyone's mom's named after an American gladiator. That's how it is. That's Steven's mom, Laser. I lived in Seattle for a while, and they came to visit my parents. And there's a WNBA team there named the Seattle Storm. And I was like, is there anything you guys want to do while you're here? Like anything special? And my mom was like, I want to go see that Seattle Storm play. And I was like, why? She's like, because their name's I Hate You So Much. Smart ass. I was like, professional smart ass. I had no interest in going in the game, and my dad was like, I like fundamental basketball. You gotta listen to him, he's kind of mean. So I got him tickets, they went to the game, they came back. My dad walked past me like nothing happened. I was like, hey Mom, what's going on, how was the game? It was great, I think I might be homophobic. What happened at the game? She's like, well, they were great seats. Thank you so much. We're down close, and action started happening. We were having fun, and then there was like a timeout, and then there were a lot of lesbians there. I was like, you don't have to whisper that word. That's their preferred word. She said, okay. Well, there are a lot of, I can't not whisper it. I don't know why. I was like, okay, there are a lot of lesbians there, Mom, yeah. And she was like, yeah, and then when there's the timeout, they'd all start making out and like their tongues going everywhere. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I was like, huh. Well, if there had been a bunch of straight couples there making out during the timeout, would that have bothered you? Yes. Stop making me see your tongue in public. I don't like that. I'm like, oh, Mom, you don't like public displays of affection, PDA. You're not homophobic. And she was like, oh, thank God. It's in there. I didn't like it, but it was in there, you know? And that was the moment where I was like, oh, this is how I am the way I am. Because my neurotic mother, my whole life, has been like, have you worried about something that doesn't exist and can't happen yet? She go worry about that.
Have you guys been drinking tonight? Yeah? Wow. You're fucking hammered, Christ. Knocked me backward. Some of my friends actually got sober during quarantine, and if I'm being honest with you, I found it unacceptable. I was like, I just got divorced. I need you to ramp it up with me. Now's not the time for you to be a better person, okay? You're actually being selfish, so. Some of them took the AA quiz online, so I took it with them, and it turns out it makes everybody sound like they're an alcoholic. The first question is, have you ever used alcohol to alter your mood? Like, is there any other reason? Who's like, no, I'm in it for the acne and diarrhea. I'm a purist. The second question is, after consuming alcohol, have you ever done something you've regretted? Like, do you mean literally every time? Who's getting drunk and doing the Lord's work? I've never had 5 margaritas and been like, all right, time to donate blood. Gotta pass this party on to someone in need. My biggest regrets stem from alcohol. When I was in college, I used to take shots of gin and chase them with deli meat. Yeah. You know you're white trash when your cocktails involve ham. That is not great. But I feel like if you're broke in college, you form weird habits like that. Like if you don't have a dishwasher, you try and cook using as few dishes as possible. Okay. I want to know if you guys do this. Like if you want banana on your cereal, but you don't want to get a knife dirty, do you ever just tear pieces off with your teeth and then... The creatures come out at night. Look at you. I didn't even know that was weird until my ex caught me doing it. And was like, "Are you mama birding yourself?" You need to get some help. I was like, I learned this while I worked at IHOP, so I don't want to hear it. Time is money. I'm being efficient. Okay? Wow. I like that Disney villain laugh in the shadows. What the fuck was that? I like that on the special. That's good. Keep that weird shit up. I did so much dumb drunk shit in college. At one point, my friends and I went to Vegas. I got hammered, ate a bunch of food, passed out, woke up the next morning, went to the pool, and when I looked down, there was like white powdery stuff in my belly button. And I was like, oh God, did I do coke for the first time last night? And so I touched it, and I tasted it, and I was like, oh, Parmesan cheese. My friends told me that apparently I ate 7 slices of pizza like a wild boar. And in the process, just dumped a loose quarter cup of parm down my shirt. And then let it collect in my belly button like some sort of Pizza Hut stripper. So, made some really good choices in my life. I do think I made an actual good choice recently. I just quit being vegan after a year and a half of doing it. I'm back, baby! Back in these meat streets. Oh, man, does it feel good to have friends again? Yeah, no one wants you around. My ex-husband and I, we went vegan together on January 1st, 2020. And then 2 months later, we were divorced. Am I saying that veganism ruins marriages? Yeah, I am. Mm-hmm. But if we kept on eating nachos, we would have been too happy and too sleepy to notice our problems. There's not a lot of divorce in the Midwest. People think it's religion. It's cheese curds. Cheese can do what God can't. A couple hasn't had sex in 20 years. But they eat a cheese curd and go, you know what? One more day. I'll think about divorce tomorrow, but right now, I'm gonna face fuck this cheddar. I'm gonna get lost in this plate. So, I just saw something online that burned my eyes. I just found out that I'm on WikiFeet. Does anybody here know what WikiFeet is? A few of you nodding, a lot of dudes that are like, don't make eye contact with me right now. If you don't know what WikiFeet is, it's a website for people with foot fetishes. So women, if you post a photo on Instagram that shows your little tootsies, the foot folks might do a copy and paste onto WikiFeet and then zoom in on your toes and make their keyboard sticky. I know. It's like scrapbooking for men who need Jesus. It's a nice hobby. I know that sounds like I'm kink shaming. I'm really not trying to. Honestly, I am so jealous that some people can get off from that. Like, I wish I could just stare at a dude's hairy kneecap and get tingles in my basement. What a life. I would live on Wiki Knees. Oh, I would get nothing done. It's so much harder than that. So somebody told me that there's this profile of me on WikiFeet, and at first when I heard that, I was like, oh, does that mean I have hot feet? I'm so flattered. Then I went and looked. I saw that the foot fetish community has rated my feet only 2.3 out of 5 stars. which they call okay feet. I was like, oh, apparently I have Applebee's feet. It's like, you'll put it in your mouth, but you won't tell anybody about it. Just kind of a 2 for Tuesday deal. And a few months before the pandemic hit, some dude slid into my DMs and just said, $2,000 for foot vid. Now, Denver, make some noise if you would send a video of your feet to a stranger for $2,000. Godless animals, all of ya. My ears, Jesus. Some of you just throw your areola up on Facebook for $1. Aunts and uncles seeing it, you don't give a shit. You're like, Venmo me my dollar, Aunt Sherry, I earned this. This is a solid nip. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I wasn't quite as sure about it as all of you were. I was like, I don't know this guy. He's gonna have a video of my feet for the rest of his life. It's too weird. I'm not doing it. But then COVID hit. And I lost all my comedy work. So 2 days later, I wrote him back. I got desperate so fast. I was like, all right, man, $2,000 for my feet. I'm ready. Let's do it. And he never responded. I got ghosted by the foot guy. Do you know how humiliating it feels to lower your morals and your values only to have a foot guy be like, nah, I'm good now. You're like, what? What happened? It's like the smelly kid coming up to you at prom and you're like, all right, fine, one dance. And he's like, I was just gonna ask you where the bathroom is. You're like, fuck you, Travis. Get out of here. Just trying to be nice. I love my mom so much. She's amazing, but she's been trying to give me career advice, and none of it's helpful, you know? She doesn't understand that there are different levels of fame in comedy. She thinks that all comics are best friends. She'll be like, why don't you call Jerry Seinfeld? And ask to do comedians in cars getting coffee. And I'm like, Mom, I can't even get a guy to jerk off to my feet. Let's lower expectations. Just a little bit. Like, this is where my career is at. I have a foosball web series on YouTube, okay? I'm like here. When my mom heard that, she goes, you know who I bet would love to do your YouTube show? Ellen DeGeneres. And I was like, oh, you bet, huh? Well, let's put some money on it, because I bet she fucking wouldn't. If I win, you have to let me back on your cell phone plan. She's always trying to find ways to get me on television. Like when she heard I was getting divorced, she sent me a text that said, now that you're single, you can go on The Bachelor or Miss America. I was like, yeah, because marriage is what was holding me back from becoming Miss America. Pretty sure part of the qualifications include hasn't been paid in Jell-O shots to tell dick jokes. So, I don't think I'm getting in. I was talking about the foosball web series. So, my entire family and I are actually world champion foosball players. Thank you. Thank you. I know it sounds made up. I swear it's real. My parents met playing in a professional foosball tournament in the 80s. So I literally wouldn't exist if it weren't for foosball. Which is sad. But you know, some of you wouldn't exist if it weren't for boxed wine. So it's like, yeah, whatever. We're all a little garbage. Let's not judge each other. It gets weirder. Not only is my dad a pro foosball player, he's also a slam poetry champion. And an international yo-yo man. Yeah, my dad has the sex appeal of a fanny pack. Crushing it. And my mom is in the Foosball Hall of Fame, and they've been training me to play since I was like 2 years old. But since no one suspects that I'm a pro foosball player, I love to hustle people, right? And so I usually play against other comedians on my web series, but we did this special episode where I went undercover in Vegas and I hustled drunk dudes on the Vegas Strip. So I wore this low-cut top, I talked in the worst voice, and my camera crew and I would go up to groups of guys and I'd go,
Hi, my name's Kelsey, and I have this web series where I do things that I've never done before for the first time. It's called Pop My Cherry. It's silly, I know. So I've never played foosball before, and we just found this table, and I was just wondering if you guys want to play me.
and every group of guys is like, hell yeah, bitch, let's go. Yeah, play right now. So I would play the first game terribly on purpose, right? I would giggle a bunch, spin the rods a lot, really build up their confidence. And then I go,
Okay, so I think I've got the hang of it now, and this is Vegas, so we should play for money.
and every guy would put their whole wallet on the table. And they'd hand me the ball and go, here, you can serve first. And that's when I pull out my foosball grip glove. Checkmate, motherfucker. Yeah, I've never done cocaine, but I would assume it's a similar rush. I've only done Parmesan cheese, which also exhilarating. A lot cheaper.
Yeah, are you a nurse? You're a nurse? You're all nurses? Now, okay, are you a registered nurse? Yeah, are you all registered nurses? What are you?
A mom.
Okay, a mom. A proud mom of some nurses. Okay, good. So you're both registered nurses. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Like, you know, she went to a lot of college to be a registered nurse, okay? And she outranks almost all the other nurses, and she makes more money than them. It's a big deal. Just no offense, ma'am. It doesn't sound like a big deal. It sounds like, oh, you registered, so what? Like, you know, like one time I registered to win a Jeep Cherokee in a drawing. It took 7 seconds. You're like, and then the one below you is an LPN, right? Is that LPN? That's a licensed, practical nurse, and like you outrank them, right? You make more money than they do. You know, you went to more college than they did. But no offense, man, like they have a license, right? Like they have a piece of paper that says they can nurse, where you just, I don't know, signed a clipboard at Starbucks and registered, and they're practical. That is something that I would want in a medical professional, practicality, okay? Like, if I hurt my toe and went to the LPN, she'd be like, Band-Aid, you'd be like, cut it off. Cut it off? That's not practical. Well, I'm not a practical nurse. I'm just registered. Like, And then the other nurse, the only one that's above you, that's the nurse practitioner, you know? And they can do doctor stuff, and it seems a little shady to me. It feels like one day they're like, man, we are running low on doctors. Lisa's the smartest nurse. Let her do the doctor stuff. Like, did she go to med school? No, but she's smart. She just doesn't take tests well. But like, she can do it. Like, we only gotta pay her an extra nickel an hour. Like, we can't afford a doctor. Like, just let her give out the drugs. She keeps her mouth shut. It feels like every time I call the doctor's office, they're trying to trick me into seeing the nurse practitioner. Like, hey, I'm sick, man. I gotta see the doctor. The doctor can see you in March of 2034. No, man, I'm sick. Oh, the nurse practitioner can see you. She is just as good. All right, well, when is she available? 5 minutes. 5 minutes? If she's so good, why is she so available? She's on her way to your house right now. You can't take it back, sir. There are no take-backs in nurse practitioner. Like, what? You touched her. I didn't touch anybody. It's just a dangerous precedent. I've been to a nurse practitioner. They're fine. It's just, I don't want to be on the operating table one day and be like, hey, who's the surgeon? Surgeon. Surgeon practitioner. What? Is she good? Oh, she's very good, sir. You familiar with that show, Chicago Med? Yes. She's seen every episode. Yeah. I need to say something about Cigna. Like, I was making fun of them, but they did a great job during COVID. They really did. I had to get tested, I don't know, whatever, 300 times. I was doing this. So, like, every week I get tested, and they paid for it every time. Like, no questions, they paid for it. The only time they didn't was Omicron, and it wasn't their fault. It was just so crowded, I couldn't get in there. The only place I could get into didn't take insurance. It wasn't a bad deal. It was $79 for a COVID test, $99 for a negative COVID test. And you get what you pay for. So listen, I know COVID was probably tough on everybody here. It was maybe a little tougher on me. I have a condition. I'm a surface toucher. I always have been. I don't know if you remember, in the beginning, they were like, you cannot touch surfaces. And I was like, all of them? That's going to be a problem because I'm a leaner, And when you lean, you touch stuff, mainly surfaces. I would be elbow deep in a pile of dead bats from Wuhan, China, if it took a little pressure off my arches. Greg, what are you doing? You're touching the thing that started COVID. I know, man, but I'm tired. I like to sit and lean. I like to sit and lean back. You ever been to a restaurant, they have a bar stool with no back? I'm like, well, we're not eating here. I came to have a meal, not strengthen my core. Seems like, I don't know, some stuff broke during COVID. Starbucks, it kind of broke. Like, I love them. I went there twice today. It's my favorite place. I love it, but you go in now, there's 25 people in line, there's 100 cars waiting for their coffee, and 2 teenagers running the place. It's the only people working there. Like, there's a manager, he was in there, but he wasn't working, he was interviewing somebody. Fine, but it was taking a long time. Finally, I walked up, I was like, hey, I don't know what he's telling you, but look around, you're hired. Like, what could he possibly be asking her? Have you ever stabbed a coworker? Okay, are you sorry? Funnest time I had during the pandemic actually was at Starbucks. It was relatively, I don't know, middle of the pandemic, something like that. And my friend and I went to do a comedy show. Nikki Glazer, you know who she is? Yeah. All right, hey, take it easy. Like, this is my show. Like, no, she's great. We actually went to the same high school. She went way after me, but no, she's great. But we went to do a show. We were like raising money for this comedy club because they had a rough time, and we had masks and stuff on, but it was fun. And we stopped at Starbucks, and I don't know if you remember, sort of in the pandemic, Starbucks was open, but they did not want you to go in their bathroom. They put signs up, there's probably COVID in here, don't come in. You're like cones and skull and crossbones. And I knew, the staff has to be somewhere. They're open. So what I would do, I would just walk in and I'd go right to the bathroom. Right to the bathroom. By the time they knew I was even there, I was like, base. I'm touching base. You can't get me, Already peeing, So I go and I come out and Nikki's like, I gotta go too. I'm like, Nikki, just go. She's like, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get yelled at. I'm like, Nikki, just go. They're not going to notice. Just go. Finally, I convinced her. I could just walk fast, look down, act like you know what you're doing. They're not going to say anything. So she finally does. She walks all the way down this like long counter, and she gets one step from the bathroom, and I go, ma'am, you're not supposed to go in there. And the Starbucks girl goes, he's right, ma'am, you cannot go in there. I was like, oh, this worked better than I thought it would. Like, I swear, I didn't plan on doing that. She was like 3 steps in the bathroom, and I was like, I got an idea. Then she was 2 steps, and I was like, I don't want to lose a friend over this. Then she was 1 step, and I was like, you can make new friends. Like, it's COVID, you don't see these people. Yeah, but now I'm back to traveling, and that's awesome, man. I missed it. I've been to some cool places. I was in Alaska. If you guys ever been, like if you've never been, go. It's amazing. They don't have poison ivy there at all. There's no poison ivy in the whole. It was the most freeing experience. Like I was running around naked. Like it was. But they have bears. They have bears. You know. They told me if I was going to go hiking, I had to buy this bear spray. It's a real thing. It costs $60. Just so you guys know, that stuff is not like off. Like. You're supposed to spray the bear. Like, you don't apply it to yourself like regular insect spray, which they should make that more clear on the can. Like, all it said was aim for the eyes. So I was hiking around there and I didn't see any bears, you know. I mean, the first day I didn't see anything because of that spray, but I didn't see any bears. Then I was looking online, and the TSA said you're not allowed to bring that bear spray on the plane because it's a weapon. It was $60, and I couldn't bring it home. So with 2 days left, I was like, somebody's getting sprayed. Like, I spent a lot of money on this bear spray. I'm gonna use. I wound up. I sprayed this old lady at the buffet. No, trust me, she had a lot of bear-like qualities. She was stumbling around. She was reaching for the honey at one point. Anybody would have mistaken her for a bear. She grabbed a salmon with 2 hands. I went on a whale watching trip too. It wasn't one of the main. It was discounted. You know. Okay, it was a night whale watching trip, which. No, I see what you're thinking. Like, I got a good deal, okay? And when we got back, the guy told me there was a lot of whales out there that night. Apparently, we were surrounded by whales the whole time. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't see him. It was pitch black. But, you know, I heard him. You know, I think I heard him. I don't know. Is this what a whale sounds like? Hey, I'm a whale. Sort of sound like the guy that charged me the $900. Like, So, you know, one of the cool things during the pandemic was you got to spend a little time with the people that you love. You got to spend time with your family. I got to hang with my dad more. My dad, he was a teacher and a wrestling coach and a football coach, and he's retired, and his hobby is woodworking. He can make all kinds of stuff, you know. All kinds of stuff. He's getting good, but during the pandemic, he was doing his woodworking, and he cut his finger off. And this is not the first time it's happened. I was like, Dad, we can only do this 7 more times. They're not salamander tails. They're not coming back. He cut his finger off. Where did he go? Urgent care. I was like, Dad, that's not a cut your finger off type of place right there. If you lose a body part, you don't show up to a strip mall. All right, like go to the hospital. But he went there, and they did a good job. They cleaned him up, and they're like, hey, he has to have surgery tonight, and we don't do that here. We can give him a flu shot, you know, like, but. So they found a surgeon, and me and my dad went to the surgeon's office that night, and there was forms to fill out, and my dad's got half a finger, so I got to fill them out, and the first question was medical history. Now, my dad has had a lot of stuff, okay? He's 77. He has had a lot of stuff, and, he's one of the toughest human beings you'll ever meet. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that he has that he's not telling me about. So to be safe these days, when I get that question, I check them all. I check them all. Sir, it says here your father has an ovarian cyst. Yeah, I think it's the left one. The second question was medication, and my dad, like most old people, takes a bunch of pills, you know? So I go, Dad, I don't know what you're taking. He goes, I don't feel like dealing with it. Just put none. I can't do that, Dad. Like, I checked a lot of stuff on question number 1. It's gonna get suspicious. Like, wow, 76 diseases and just Flintstones chewables. That's it. My dad has this dog, and I can't have a dog because I travel all the time. But during the pandemic, I got to hang out with Red a lot. I love Red. So I was walking him one day, and we walked by this lady's house, and she just starts yelling at me. He pees on the bushes, you know? She comes out, don't let him do that. Don't let him do that. If he pees on those bushes, the other dog's gonna walk by, and they're gonna smell it, and they're gonna pee on the bushes too. I was like, well, how do you know he started it? Like, my dog is not a leader, he's a follower. Like, I saw my dog follow a bug right into a brick wall. He's not exactly capable of launching a movement. And by the way, those bushes have been there for 7 years, okay? See, you're telling me he's the first one in 7 years to ever pee on the bushes? I peed on the bushes 2 weeks ago. Like, I didn't want to. I think a guy peed on him before me, and I was compelled, you know?
9 hours after my child was born, he started twitching. And I got scared. I asked a nurse what was going on. And he's like, don't worry about it. He's just having a nightmare. A nightmare? He's 9 hours old. What on earth has happened during the first 9 hours? What, was he ripped out of the only place he knew as home and thrown into a land of bright lights and giants with no guarantees of food safety or shelter, with no real understanding of why he exists? And to be perfectly honest, the giants that run the show don't know why they exist either, you know? They're just hamsters running around a wheel, and all they know for sure is that they're cogs in capitalism, you know, a system they cannot destroy. So what are you twitching about? The nightmare begins now. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, life is terrible. Thank you. That was the lesson in that particular joke, yes. My mom told me that she heard when babies that small have nightmares, it's because their soul is remembering its previous life. And I don't know why she told me this. Why are you telling me that my son is possessed by a spirit with PTSD? So my child's just like, my wife, where's my wife? Oh my, I'm a baby? When did this happen? What'd I miss? Oh my, did Vesuvius explode? My parents are immigrants from India. As you can imagine, stand-up comedian was not their ideal job for me when they left everything behind. They did not come to this country praying, please God, give us an overeducated clown. This wasn't the hope. And I get it, right? They took big risks coming to this country. They don't want their kids taking risks. But here's the thing, what kind of risk am I really taking? As immigrants, they took the risk. If they failed in this country, they would have went back with nothing. That is a tangible risk. As a stand-up comic, what risk am I taking? If I fail at stand-up comedy, I simply land on the safety net that was created by my hard-working immigrant parents. And is that not the American dream? To be successful enough where your piece of shit kids survive even if they don't deserve to? Some of you like that joke. Some of you too close to home? I get it. My father took huge risks coming to this country, man. My father came to this country looking for a job with a degree in botany. A bachelor's degree in botany. And guess what? He couldn't find any botany jobs. because it wasn't the 14th century when that was a new field. And he missed the plant rush of 1749. My mother took even bigger risks because she also left everything behind. Because she married some dude with a botany degree. I feel for my parents, man, now more than ever. It must have been so hard for them. They're immigrants, they're raising American kids. What do they know about American culture, you know? They struggled, they screwed up a lot, but they tried. You know, I remember this one year, me and my brother really wanted a Christmas tree because a lot of our friends had Christmas trees. We'd see Christmas trees in movies and on television. I should let you know at this point, I'm a Hindu, or as it's pronounced in America, Muslim. The fear with that joke is there might be someone who's like, hey man, why did he say Muslim twice? Is he a double Muslim? I don't know. Anyway, Christmas trees. So, me and my brother really wanted a Christmas tree. We're begging for this tree. Finally, my parents get us the tree, but they don't know they're supposed to buy presents and put them under the tree. They think we just want the tree. Dad's excited. Oh, the boys love botany. No idea. He has no idea. We look under the tree early Christmas morning. Me and my brother are like, no! Santa's racing! Kris Kringle, that's 2 Ks right there. My mom and dad are obviously very excited about having a grandkid. I believe my mom's exact words were, this makes up for a lot. I believe I got that right. My father is elated. My dad was over the other day, and my son ran headfirst into the coffee table, and he got this gash above his eyebrow, and it was bleeding. And it wasn't that bad. We still have custody. But my dad started crying, and I'm like, Dad, he's a baby. You know how this works. Kids get hurt. They bounce back. That's part of growing up. You know this. And my dad's like, Hurry, you don't understand, okay? As grandparents, our grandkids are more important than our actual kids. Now, it does not surprise me that he believes this. There have been some clues. He tells my son he loves him every single day. You know the first time my father told me he loved me? 2012. And that's because he was having a heart procedure. And as they were wheeling him away, I guess he wanted to get one in just in case. I love you, Hurry. Dad, don't say it, Dad. I was fine with your steadfast indifference. Thank you for tolerating me, Father. Picking a name was, of course, difficult, right? I wanted like a strong Indian name that like could be potentially pronounced in this country, you know what I mean? So I asked my mom for suggestions, and she's like, have you thought about Vishwanathan? No. That did not make the short list. Okay, how about Shatrughan? Vikramaditya? Giridhar. Giridhar? Giridhar. You don't think Americans can pronounce Giridhar? Americans can't pronounce Hurry. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to find a name for my kid that maybe doesn't involve him using a mnemonic device so people pronounce it right. Some of you who don't have Judeo-Christian names know this. You need to come up with some sentence, right, to explain how to pronounce your name to people, right? My name is Hurry. It's like hurry with a huh. It's not that good, man, but it's not really that effective. It's what I got. Well, that's funny. You're a comedian. Yeah, no. My best friend Juthin's is, my name is Juthin. Rhymes with nothing, which is just... That's sad, man. It's sad. It messes with your self-esteem, something like that, you know? When you think of Juthin, think of nothing. It's just sad. It's sad. My dad's is the worst, man. My dad's is, my name is Ravi, like ravioli. You can't mispronounce the second word, Dad. Dad, you're just gonna confuse people. Ravioli, is that an Indian thing? What is that? I want to be sensitive, I just don't know. A lot of men like to name their sons after themselves, which I never quite understood, like naming a kid like a sequel, Just never felt creative to me. I would never do that unless my kid's name was like Hurry Kondabolu, too fast, too furious. Otherwise, what's the point, It's unfair to name a kid like a sequel, man, because what do people say about sequels, right? Oh, I hope it's as good as the first one. And it's like never as good as the first one, with the exceptions being like The Empire Strikes Back, right? And World War II. The fuck are you, what are you offended by? What are you, World War I survivors? Like how on earth is that offensive? World War II is the better war, we all know this. If World War I was so great, there wouldn't have been a World War II. And I know what you're going to say, but what about trench warfare, Hurry? What about trench warfare? Yeah, World War I had trench warfare. Some people say it was the last real war, but the technology and advancements that came out of World War II affect us to this day, right? As well as such things as the refugee regime, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the Covenant of Economic and Social Rights, and you may disagree with these ideas, but you have to admit they came out of World War II, not World War I. And I'm so sick of having this argument with audiences every fucking show. Just get off of World War I's dick, okay? Hey, when did this turn into a TED Talk? I would never name my kid after me mainly because of ego, right? Because I like being the most famous Hurry Kondabolu in the world. And if my son has an amazing life, he might screw that up for me, right? This is important to me. I'll explain why, all right? My name is Hurry Kondabolu, but I signed my name Hurry K. Kondabolu because as a child, my mother told me to keep my middle initial in my name in case there was another Hurry Kondabolu, there wouldn't be any confusion. What I find most disturbing about this is she assumed if there was another Hurry Kondabolu, I would have to keep the middle initial in his name. I would be the less famous Hurry Kondabolu. My mother thought I was going to be the Michael B. Jordan of Hurry Kondabolus.